Hello, people of the world. I'm Ben Lavender, New York's favorite British mortgage broker. We have a wonderful guest today with a very interesting story to tell, Mr. Omar Jones.
How's everybody doing?
Thank you. Thank you for coming. The people of the world are wonderful. I speak on their behalf.
Yes, yes.
Omar Jones with Power Move Realty. You have quite a very interesting history. You've had your hands in a few places. So let's start off with, get this out the way, the boring stuff. How'd you get into the business?
Got into the business investing. So I was investing first, and then grandfather got sick, grandmother got sick as well. Left my job as a corrections officer to take care of them full time, and went and got my license while I was taking care of them.
So let's use that as a great segue to get into the nitty gritty of what we want to talk about today, which is kind of like your whys, and you gave me a great amount of information as well, and I appreciate you being open because most people aren't really open to speaking about their personal history. So if we could, let's start off with your grandfather.
Of course.
Right. So what effect did he have on you growing up?
My grandfather is the epitome of a man.
Yeah.
He took care of everything, built pretty much both properties that he owned himself. Did all the work around the house.
Physically, he built it?
Yeah, he did everything. My grandfather was a man. He grew up in Belzoni, Mississippi, catfish capital of the world. Yeah. And he moved out here when he was 18 to New York. He actually got called to play for the Yankees, and he played first baseman. And unfortunately, he never went back to go see whether or not he made a team. He had started working for the MTA, which he worked for 32 years, never missed a day of work. And that's how he met my grandmother. So, if he never done that.
Like on the bus?
No, on the train. He drove the trains. Yeah.
Oh, train.
Yeah, when he retired as the number one motorman there at the MTA. Like I said, never missed a day of work, literally retired with all of his days.
Crazy.
Yeah, amazing man. He took very good care of my grandmother, took very good care of a lot of people, me, my siblings, my mom, a lot of people that, I feel like he should have been applauded a lot more. But, unfortunately it wasn't like that. But he did what he had to do without asking for anything in return. So I give my grandfather all the praise.
I want to go back to something real quick because you said he was playing for the Yankees.
No, he didn't play for.
Well, he was chosen.
Yeah, he got called to try out for the Yankees.
Got it. But sports athleticism obviously runs in your family.
A little bit.
You're a humble guy. So what about the rest of your family? I mean, you play college football.
No, I went to play for Delaware State University. I went to Delaware State University. So I never played, but I practiced and stuff with them. So, but it worked out.
Corrections officer. You now run a security team.
Yep,
okay, so
I was a corrections officer for Sing Sing. Did that for 8 years, and as I mentioned, I left the job so I could take care of both my grandparents. My grandmother got sick. She woke up one morning and could not move. She had spinal stenosis. So
what is that exactly?
So where your spine starts to compress and messes with your nerves and stuff. So one morning she woke up and could not move at all. And
Sorry.
So she was my grandfather's main caretaker. He was already sick. So after she got sick and went into the hospital, things just kind of spiraled out of control.
Okay, so let's go let's go into the relationship with your mother.
Yeah.
Right, and how that, everything that transpired. Well, can you talk about what transpired and then how that shifted into you jumping into the business, securing generational wealth, like that type of vision that you had?
So my upbringing wasn't all that great. I grew up in Southside Jamaica, Queens. A lot of the time we didn't have a lot of electricity. We didn't have heat. We didn't have running water. It was a rough patch. I started packing bags across the street at the supermarket, so we got a couple of dollars. I was about 7 years old when I started.
7 years old.
I could have been a little older, but from what I remember was 7.
Still, even if you were 10 years old.
And going over there just packing bags, and there was a fruit stand right across the street called Herbie's. He's still around, right on Sutton Boulevard, Linden Boulevard, excuse me. And he used to let me come over and count the watermelons and stuff as they would get them off the truck, and he would pay me about $50 a month for that. Not a month, excuse me, $50 a day for every day I work.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing.
So,
and you felt that because you kind of moved into as the man of the house, right?
Yeah, it was a necessity. Unfortunately, things were just not what they should have been. My mom's unfortunately had her issues with certain things, and it was. And I do believe a part of it was because my mom got a lot. My grandparents did do a lot for her, as they did for a lot of people. Obviously, more so for her because that's their child, and she was spoiled. That's really that's really only way I can really explain it is that she was spoiled. She got a lot and expected a lot of others, but didn't expect a lot of herself.
But that took away. So basically, your grandparents did really well. Really, or your grandfather specifically?
Both of them. Yeah,
right.
My grandmother was a nurse, so she actually she worked as well. But my grandfather's money took care of the bills and stuff. My grandmother's money took care of whatever it is that they wanted to do outside of, making sure certain things is taken care of.
And then it took away from your mother's ability to, not fend for herself. She's a capable person, obviously, at the time. But it's like when you're used to a certain lifestyle.
They enabled her. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they definitely enabled her, and as I mentioned to you earlier, I believe a lot of us don't realize when you have children, everything else kind of stops or should stop, in my personal opinion.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you like, what you used to like, what that's your responsibility. Children don't ask to be here. So, as soon as you have a child, in my personal opinion, whatever vices you have, whatever.
It's a solid opinion, man. I agree with you.
For me, and I've had these conversations with people all the time. Addiction and these different things are diseases,
right?
Which, as I've grown to understand, they are diseases. However, I just believe that the love for your child should be much stronger than any disease. That's just me personally.
It's not something that I can really speak on because I've never been in the situation myself where I've been addicted to something. I mean, I know people struggle with alcoholism, substance abuse. And from my understanding, it's just like when you're in that world of addiction, like it's hard to overpower it. I agree with the logic of what you're saying, right? Like your child, your love for your child. Oh, forget love. Your responsibility for bringing the child into the world should overrun that. So, but the thing is like obviously for some people or many people it doesn't work out. So who knows what the solution to that is. But let's dive into how that gave you a feeling of responsibility for providing, teaching your kids. You have 4 kids and a dog, married man.
So, from a very young age, I've always just felt that I needed to take care of my family.
Right.
And this is a conversation my wife and I had just a couple of days ago, not too long ago. We got into a very big disagreement, I'll say, about some things and some moves that I made that I didn't have a conversation with her. And, as I mentioned to you, it's one of the things that I had to learn, and I'm still learning, and being married for the last 11 years, together for 15, that communication is very key, and allowing your partner in on certain things that they need to know that can ultimately affect them as well. So as a very young age, I always believed that I was supposed to take care of my family. And my family meaning my siblings, my younger brother, and I have 2 younger sisters, and my mother. And then on top of that, my grandparents, because they did everything for us.
And now you're paying it forward, taking care of them.
Yeah, doing my best to, be there.
Recently, I know your grandfather passed.
Yes, my grandfather passed, God rest his soul.
But you took care of him.
Yeah, I left the job as a corrections officer so he didn't have to go into a nursing home. He was my main responsibility, which was also another issue within my marriage and stuff, because I do have my own family. I should have been able to kind of juggle those things a little bit better, but unfortunately for me at that time, my mom was just solely fixated on making sure he was all right because he did that for me, right? He took me out of a situation that a lot of people don't get out of. I could have easily been in jail or dead somewhere.
It's the right thing to do. Let's talk a little bit more. Let's get more specific.
Yeah.
What lessons do you feel that your grandfather gave you that he passed down to you that has shaped who you are today?
There are no excuses. Excuses are tools of the incompetent. They build monuments of nothingness and bridges to nowhere. Those who use them don't usually amount to anything. Therefore, there are no excuses. So he taught me that, but he never gave me that sentiment, exactly. But he showed me that, regardless of what's going on, It has to get done.
Right.
You know, there's no crying, no bitching. Excuse my language.
No, you can say bitching.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No moaning.
Right.
Yeah. There's no moaning or anything involved, especially when you have people that are dependent upon you. Right.
Yeah.
So there's nothing for you to really complain about. You just have to get it done. And that's my nickname, Mr. Get It Done Jr.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I took that on while I was in college. I used to I had a record label at one time too.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. So I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean,
I've always
run
known
a security company.
Yeah, I've always known that there was more to life than what me and my siblings were seeing. You know,
you can talk more about that as well. We touched on it briefly. Like, what was it that you saw growing up? I
saw a lot of roaches. I saw a lot of mice. I saw a lot of no lights. Right. I saw, a lot of heated arguments amongst my mother and her significant other at the time and stuff. Things that a lot of children don't need to see. And a lot of that stuff molded me into who I am. I can't stand filth. Although, at one time I lived in filth.
Right.
I can't stand unorganization. I like things to be very organized, and there's places for everything. So those things that I tell everybody this all the time. I feel like I live the best of both worlds, because although, that's what helped shape me and mold me, but that's not who I am. But it helped me to be who I am and why I am the way I am.
I mean, if you zoom out, it's quite amazing, honestly, that's where you are. Because most people, not most people, but a lot of people could say that's how I was raised, so that's who I am now.
A lot of people do that.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Right. But
I know one, I know somebody, specifically, this is who I am. This is, what's a favorite term? God got me. That's one of the things they say all the time. But at the end of the day, you have to be willing. Change is not comfortable, right?
Yeah. And
you have to be willing to make certain changes in order to be better.
Well, in your case, Omar, you had your grandfather to teach you another way, right? A lot of people don't have that, right? So that was,
Not for nothing. I want to say this. When I was a corrections officer, I used to tell a lot of incarcerated individuals, because you can't say inmates anymore, but I used to tell them, I can guarantee you for a fact that there was someone around you that was providing you with certain information, certain knowledge. You just wasn't taking heed to it.
Right.
So it's
or
not
you could seek them out even if they're not. Right.
Right.
Look around.
Yeah. Right. So if you don't like something and you don't like a certain thing that's going on, or your life is not going the way that you want it to go, like you said, seek it out. And then on top of that, as I mentioned, I'm certain there's somebody there. You just might not be listening to them. So it's a lot of times, like we talk about, a significant other or somebody that might be interested in someone, and they might be really into the person, but you might not be into that person, right?
When you say, no excuses, you live it.
Yeah.
Right. That was like what you just said was kind of the epitome of that. And I think that's something a lot of people need to hear is that you have to find a way.
That's
right?
it. Adjust and adapt.
Yeah, which is easier said than done,
Absolutely.
obviously, and it may take you time, but there's always a way out or a way to make yourself better, especially in America, right? The opportunities are boundless. They may not feel like it depending on your situation, but there's always a way out. So let's talk about how that translates into the world of real estate for you.
Okay.
Right? What lessons have you taken? I mean, there's probably a lot of entrepreneurial lessons in there, I'm assuming, that you've taken for yourself and how you approach the business. And what do you, how does this upbringing translates into how you deal with clients, both buyers and sellers? I know that's a lot. If that takes you 10 minutes to go over, it's fine.
So for me, I don't want to say I'm a religious person, but I do believe in God and I do believe in a higher power.
Spiritual.
Yeah, very spiritual. So, and I do believe the energy you put out is the energy that you receive, right?
Right.
And I always want to be of service. So one of the main things my grandmother always used to say is that I'm always looking and willing to help somebody. Right. So I remember she used to take me and my sister to McDonald's every morning before school. She would come. She worked midnights. She would come pick us up and stuff and drop us off to school, take us to midnight McDonald's or wherever we want to get to eat. Now, if I saw somebody out there asking for food, I used to tell them, I'm not going to eat unless you buy them something. And she would literally buy, whatever man, woman, or whatever we saw
What made you want to do that? It's a very kind thought. Where did that come
always
from?
Been in me. I hate seeing people without. Although me and my family was without for the most part, I just could never. I never took to seeing somebody needing something. If I could help, I always wanted to help. So I've always wanted to be of service. So with saying that, I feel like real estate, as you and I have spoken about, is a true way to helping bridge that gap of generational wealth. Right. Something that a lot of us talk about, but we don't take the steps to move forward towards those goals, right? Because we feel like we need a whole lot of money in order to do so, or you need to be someone that was you don't need a whole lot of money, but people don't realize that this system is built on credit. Right. Other people's money, and if you know how to take care of your finances and take care of certain things and put yourself in a position to be successful, you can be. And you can start from nowhere and literally be, in the top 1% if you wanted to. Yeah,
it takes a leap of faith.
Absolutely.
It takes maybe a touch of discomfort in terms of...
not a touch, a whole lot of discomfort.
Yeah.
Change don't happen unless you're uncomfortable.
Well said. Do you feel that you are that bridge for clients?
I do. I totally do. So there's a lot of people where I grew up at, where I live now currently, or where I've lived before, that I feel I'm that person, the relatable person to show, listen, I was here. I've been there. I'm working on being there. So, my journey can hopefully spark some kind of light to anyone that think that they can't make it, because a lot of us believe that it's no light at the end of the tunnel. But there is. A lot of times we don't take the step towards the tunnel in order to see the light.
So, Omar, can you give me some specifics, please, on how do those conversations typically go? Let's say you come across someone wants to buy a home, and they're like, Omar, I'd love to buy a home, but I feel stuck. I'm in this, my rent's crazy. I'm paying $3,500 a month for a 3-bed, 2-bed, whatever. I'm having difficulty saving. What advice do you typically give them? And I understand it doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning.
So a lot of those conversations I have with people, I ask them, first, where's your credit score at?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. They haven't even checked. They don't know what.
They're probably scared to check. A lot of people.
That too. So I tell them the first thing you do is, get you a credit monitoring system and join and see where your credit's at.
Right.
We'll start from there. Now, moving forward, what are some of the things that you do on a day-to-day that you probably know you can stop doing and put that little bit of money away? For the most part, a lot of people smoke cigarettes. They might smoke marijuana. They might like to buy out to eat every day or whatever the case is. I say, you know what? Just think about it. If you stop buying those cigarettes every day, a pack of cigarettes, they $10, $12 now or something like that?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't smoke cigarettes either. So, but you don't do that for a whole month and a half. That $10 a day now that adds up. You put that away, a high yield savings account. A lot of people don't realize there's accounts out here that you can make a couple of dollars. It is not going to be a whole lot, but you start putting the money away and letting that compound, which a lot of people don't understand about compounding. You put money, $20 here every week or every month, depending on what you can afford, right? But just do it. A lot of us don't do it.
I think it goes in line with what you said, that there has to be some type of a change.
Yes.
Right? You have to sacrifice something. And I say this as a person that has done loans for multimillionaires, and I've done loans for immigrants who have been here for 3 years, or let's say even probably longer. I've had some clients who will literally live in a basement with their family and their brother's family, and they'll all save up for 5-10 years, and then they'll buy a home. Right. It's temporary discomfort for long-term gain. And you have to take a look at the big picture. Some people are like, I don't want to do that for 10 years, and then that's okay. If you don't want to take the necessary steps, it's fine. I mean, I don't think home ownership is for everyone. I think it could be for everyone if you want to, and if you have the appetite for wanting to better yourself. But what I'm saying, Omar, is like not everyone wants to better themselves in that way, and that's okay. If they're at peace with it, then they're at peace with it. Right. But otherwise, are you seeing a lot of that? People making those big sacrifices, living with family, maybe in a smaller apartment than necessary, like saving for a long time. That's typically what it is.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I've seen those as well that, you know, they're comfortable with being there.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of the times the people that I've come across who have been in those predicaments for, say, many years, they gotten to the point where they really can't see themselves out. Yeah. So, you know, me having a conversation with them one time or even twice, is not going to change their mindset. You know, it's all about the mindset shift. You have to have a shift, and you have to have something where they say, you know what, I can see myself doing this. I can see myself getting to this quote unquote promised land. But a lot of us, because of being in those environments and not having people that are having these conversations like we talked about before, a lot of us don't have these types of conversations. Yeah. And your mind can't change if you're still talking about the same things. So even something that I've learned becoming who I am becoming, because I'm not who I want to be per se, right? There's friends and family members that just kind of drop off. And it's not because you don't love them. It's not because you don't want them to be around. But everybody cannot ride the same elevator as you.
You find that why it's because like it's an energy thing, or they're negative?
I believe it's part of the energy, and it's part of the mindset shift. You know, everybody's mindset doesn't change at the same time. Although you might want it to. Like there's been times where I've invested in certain things, and I've seen certain programs that I know will help me, help others, and I will introduce it to somebody. And they'll wait for me to do it and see if I fail, just so they could say, I told you so, or I'm glad I didn't do it, opposed to not taking that loss, because it's never a loss. It's always a lesson, you know, and you're never going to get to where you want to be if you don't take those steps towards what you want to do and where you want to be. So a lot of people are I don't want to say scared, they're skeptical, and you know, and there's a lot of people out here that are selling false dreams too. Right. You know, and there's situations where people have been in where they've had conversations and they're excited about this, excited about that, and then all of a sudden they provide this person with a certain payment, down payment, whatever the case is. Now that person goes ghost and nowhere to be found. You know, there's plenty of, and a lot of times that happens in neighborhoods that are not, you know, what you consider upscale or whatnot, you know, because people are looking for that quick, get rich quick situation, and that's not how it works.
Unfortunately,
it doesn't work like that. So,
and even there are some that do, but it's such a tiny percentage. Yes, it's so unlikely. It's luck.
Yeah, it is absolutely.
It's luck.
And a lot of us don't want to put the time in for the knowledge. So there's a lot of books out here for us to read. There's a lot of different things. Now you have the internet.
Do you have any favorites?
Favorites. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is one of my.
That's a great one.
What else? There's a lot of them.
Well, also podcasts or seminars that you like to go to.
I watch Learn Your Leisure. I listen to that often. Pretty much anything involving real estate, you know, I listen to when I have the time to listen to it. Because like even here, I was on my way here and I was listening to I don't know if Corey Stringer.
The name sounds familiar.
So he has a real estate program of flipping secrets. Or secret flips or something like that, and he's teaching people pretty much all the ins and outs of you know, flips, and being able to do all the different strategies as far as BRRRR method, fix and flip, buy and holds, and things of that nature. So I'm listening to him now, and you know, paying attention to some of the things, because what I really plan on doing with the real estate is buying and holding plenty of properties and being able to pass that down to my children. Creating trust fund babies,
right? And also not just creating the wealth for them, but giving them the lessons as well.
The lessons, that's the main thing. You know, they'll get
going
that
back to like it all wraps.
Absolutely,
around,
yes. Because I don't want to have the same situation happen.
Right.
You know? So, but it's all about the lessons and the knowledge and getting them to understand the processes and the systems that need to go in place in order for you to get to where you want to go. Because that's another thing too. I don't think enough of us understand that these are systems and processes that need to be put in place, and you have to follow the steps. Take a page out of somebody else's book and just follow the steps. Don't try to recreate the wheel, as everybody says. You see somebody who's successful, they're doing certain things, follow what they're doing.
Yeah. It's not like, it sounds so grand, but it is pretty simple. I think people need.
It's not easy. But it's not simple.
Easy. I mean, nothing in worth life I think is easy.
But we want easy. Yeah. And nowadays, I believe a lot of us want. This is a microwave era. We want everything instant. Right. It doesn't work like that, and that's one of the conversations my wife and I have had countless times, with some of the things. Like I said, I've made some missteps. Right. I've done some things which is normal. Yeah, I made some missteps and stuff, and and I've lost money. I've lost a lot of money, but I've also made a lot of money as well. Right. And I plan on making a whole lot more money.
I mean, you could also say, Omar, that through those lessons, it builds not just character, but it also, like, from a skill set, you gain knowledge from the calibration of those losses.
Absolutely.
Right. And then it helps you make a better decision next time. Most people think that, you take something on and it's going to succeed. Whereas for most, especially like very, very successful entrepreneurs that I know, they typically try something a few times. And, once in a while, the first one will do very well, maybe the third one, but you're going to have at least a few lessons, right? It comes with you're better off just accepting the fact that, because also what I find happens, Omar, and I love you to talk about this too, is that if you're more comfortable with the fact that you're going to fail, it enables you to make a decision faster, as opposed to looking for like the perfect opportunity to try and find something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you do it quicker because you understand that may not work out perfectly. It may not be an entire failure, but not work out perfectly. Right. And then it leads you to doing it quicker. And then because like it will go like this to get to your destination, not straight there.
Absolutely.
Right. And most people think it goes straight there, and then it doesn't work out, and then they don't try ever again.
It's not so much they think, they expect it to go straight there.
That'd be nice.
And that's one of the things that I feel like kills a lot of people's dreams. They had this high expectation of things just automatically working out the way you want it to. It doesn't work like that. The way of the world is just not. That's not what it is. And if, like you just said,
it'd be nice. It would be simple.
It would be great to have it like that, But then now we wouldn't have classes and different levels. It's different levels to this stuff, right? But I do believe that, like you said, being uncomfortable is where those changes and that mind shift happens. And if you're comfortable with being uncomfortable, the sky's the limit, to be completely honest with you. If you're ready to be uncomfortable and you understand that being uncomfortable is what's going to make these changes that you want to see in your life, then you'll be doing some great things at a later date.
How do you recommend people make like baby steps to doing that?
Find someone that you respect, that you see. They might not be a millionaire, they might not be a thousandaire, whatever the case is, but they're doing okay for themselves, and they have a certain system in place, and they're following a certain goal that they want, and speak to them, right? Pick their brains, because those are the people that's closer to you. Find somebody that's close to you. Also, get books, watch podcasts. These people don't have these shows and these podcasts because they're not doing anything. Right. They've done it before, and also don't just pay attention to the wins, pay attention to the loss, the lessons, right? Don't just pay attention to, they're now a millionaire, but what happened for them to get there? What took them to get there to be a millionaire, right? And there were certain lessons that they had to learn. Many people that we follow and that we have admiration for and stuff, that we just kind of look towards for advice with certain things, they will all tell you, especially if they're self-made millionaires, or they're doing well for themselves. Right. They'll tell you, I started 3, 4, 10 different businesses, and they all failed. Right. But the difference between me and, say, a couple other people, my friends, I didn't stop. Yeah. They just kept going.
It takes resilience.
It does.
Yeah. Can you believe we're at half an hour already?
I can't believe it, because it's flowing, and I'm enjoying the conversation. So.
I know. So with that said, we do need to wrap up here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Omar, how can the people of the world reach you?
Omar Jones, get listed with Mr. Jones, powered by Power Move Realty. Phone number is 631-813-3312. I also have a website, getlistedwithmrjones.com. You can definitely reach out to me at any time. I would love to be of assistance and be of service, because that's what I'm here for. Our offices, Power Move Realty, is in Valley Stream, New York. Please reach out. Would love to hear from any of you.
Awesome. Omar, thank you very much for being
thank you. I really appreciate
open and telling your story. I think it's something that people need to hear.
Absolutely.
People need stories like this to relate to see that it's possible, and you're one of the people that showing them that it's possible.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you, man. Yes, awesome. Absolutely. Awesome.